You're getting ready to jump ship. You're about to have an opportunity that comes in that you didn't see coming that's going to make you change your mind about something and go in a completely different direction. This makes me think of the last video that I just recorded where I was talking about make sure that you're getting out of your mind. Talk less and feel more. There's something that you're tapping into. There's something that you're perceiving. Remember the language that they teach us that keeps us actually caught and trapped in a matrix and trapped in a confined, boxed way of thinking, and not just thinking but experiencing life due to that limited vocabulary. There's other ways to perceive. There's other ways to co-create with the Most High that has nothing to do with words, that has nothing to do with specifics, but everything to do with energy. Everything to do with emotion, which is energy in motion. For those of you who've been doing that, if you haven't seen that video, definitely check that out because that goes right along with this video. There's going to be something that comes into your life that it's like you're going to completely jump ship. This is interesting because even on Patreon, I want to say this prophetic message was coming out a lot last year. I was like, some of y'all are moving. Somebody's moving. Some of you could have just signed a new lease somewhere and it's like, you're going to have to break that lease early. It's not even going to be something to where it's like, oh, you have to break the lease for any negative reasons. It's going to be because a better opportunity came along and you must do so, okay? You must relocate, you must move. Some of you could have just gotten a new job and it's like things are cool. Maybe it wasn't what you expected, but you've been making the best of it. And it's like all of a sudden there could have been an opportunity or a job that you applied for a while ago. For some of you, you're not even going to remember this thing and they're finally going to call you. This could have been something major that you applied for and you forgot about and like, oh, they're not checking for me. They're going to come back around and they're going to contact you and you're going to have to end up leaving that job. For some of you, this is a relationship. This could most definitely be like some type of romantic situation where there's somebody that you're dealing with and there's a new opportunity that comes in. Let me make this clear. This is not going to be something that's out of lust. This isn't going to be something that's out of lower self. This is going to be something that you know the Most High is all over it, okay? Even this opportunity that I'm talking about for some of you is going to be something that you completely forgot about. Sometimes there could be certain specific things that you pray to the Most High about. And when a thing comes in that package, you know. For others of you, this is going to be a situation where there's going to be a specific person that comes back around. You probably have moved on with your life and been doing your thing and not thinking about this person. And the thing is, this is going to be a divine time where both of you have done a significant amount of work and you're ready to take things to the next level. Now, again, remember, these prophetic messages are not for everybody and you got to use your own discernment. You got to take things to the Most High to know which ones are for you. All of these are not going to be for everybody. For some of you, more than one of these things are going to apply to your situation. This could also be something with a car. Let's say you just got a car or you just paid something off. You're getting ready to, it's like where you get an entirely new vehicle. Some of you are going to be moving to a completely different country or a completely different state. And some of you, this is going to be because of opportunity. For others of you, this is going to be something that you truly desire to do based on some type of family situation. Or again, for some of you, this is going to be based on some type of relationship. Some of you, there could be something for my entrepreneurs. Where are my fellow pretty bosses and handsome bosses at? Shouts out. Some of you, there's going to be something that you had been doing, something that you've been working on, and all of a sudden you get this inspired idea to do something else. This is why I always say people sometimes try too hard to figure out what that thing is. And I always tell people, follow your inspiration, follow your bliss, do what you love. I just did a video about do what you love not too long ago on some of the last set of videos that we recorded here for YouTube. The reason that that is always the advice is because when you do what you love, even if you don't see a clear path to how am I going to monetize this, how is this going to make sense, how is this going to pay my bills, am I just wasting my time? When you're doing the things that put you in a place of alignment, when you're doing the things that when you do them, you actually would do them for free, and it starts to open up that creative energy inside of you. It starts to open up that passion inside of you. What people don't understand is the reason you do that is because you would be surprised that sometimes it might be that very thing that you end up being able to monetize specifically. But most of the time, what you're going to realize is that thing leads to something else. Even for instance, I got to double back on that story. I just told this on one of the prophetic messages not long ago on Patreon. I hadn't talked about this for years, but it's about gratitude rocks. I actually have one of my gratitude rocks right here, which I'm going to show y'all in a second. I was talking to my Patreons, to make a long story short, about how I hit rock bottom. I was in a place where it's like my business was popping. I was doing photography all the way down the East Coast. I just had my daughter. I was married. We was living in our, I thought like, yeah, I'm living the life. I'm living the American dream. We good. We building from here. And then all of a sudden that entire situation came crashing down. So I ended up, since I'd exhausted my resources right to that point, and for safety reasons, I ended up going back to my parents' house for a few months. And that's something something that I absolutely did not want to do for more than one reason, but I had to. So now I'm going from feeling like I had everything that I've ever desired to now I'm back home with my 9-month-old daughter at the time at my parents' house in one of my old bedrooms. Well, I remember I got on my knees one night. I got on the floor. I was like, God, help me. And from that time, God started to lead me to so many different resources. I started asking myself and hearing questions in my mind that I never heard before. Well, you want to be wealthy. You want to be financially successful. You want to be a successful business person. Have you ever looked up people who are wealthy? Have you ever looked up people who've had certain types of successes? So now I'm starting to get all these ideas to look people up. I'm starting to be led to certain books. I'm starting to be led to different things. As I was starting to do that, and as I was starting to pray and meditate and really go into meditation, I started to just feel differently. My energy started to shift. Even though I was in that environment, in that situation, it started to feel like I was beyond that situation. It started to transform in many different ways. One of the things that I told my Patreons was I connected with abundance through something that had absolutely nothing to do with money, which is what a lot of people attach abundance to, when in fact abundance could not be put in a box of money. Abundance is abundance, baby. I told them, I'm like, one day it occurred to me, I had paint. I always have paint. I'm an artist. I paint. I do a lot of different types of art. All I'll say is stay tuned. And then I was like, there's rocks everywhere. So I started creating these things called gratitude rocks. I'm like, I got rocks everywhere. There's rocks in the backyard. I was always taking my daughter like to the lake to feed the ducks, and we'll go walking and go certain places every day. And everywhere I go, I don't care if it's a restaurant, I'm like, oh my God, look, there's rocks, there's rocks, there's rocks. And I started to just instantly feel like, oh my God, I technically, hypothetically speaking, if I paint 1,000,000 rocks, I'm a millionaire. There's an infinite amount of rocks around me. And in that connection, at that moment, I felt nothing could stop anything. Like I connected with all of the wealth, all of the abundance, all of the prosperity that I needed. And those words don't even really capture the way that I was feeling. Anyways, I started to create these things. I just found these last year when I was clearing out my storage. Let me see if y'all can see that. Y'all see what that says. And we're doing 30 days of success and love on Patreon as I speak. This is the gratitude rock that I have. I was cleaning out one of my storages at the end of last year, and I found the leftover gratitude rocks that I had when I stopped selling rocks. I'm actually going to put these back on my website, and I'm going to send these out in goodie packages for my Patreon investors. These are very significant to me, and I would just say, y'all see this rock? They don't all say love, but this one says love. This was the one that fell on the floor when I was putting stuff away out of my storage, and I was like, okay, that's the one I need to keep. Do you know what manifested from these rocks? This rock, from paint that I already been had and free rocks that I found around the yard, has blossomed into everything that I've done since then, everything that I'm doing today. Tour, all I'll say is we're coming back around. We'll be back soon, fam. We're gonna be meeting in person and all of that type of stuff very soon again. It manifested into more abundance that I'd ever seen or experienced in my life, not just financially, but internally, but experientially. Understand that even what you see today, even whatever type of success that y'all perceive for me to have, realize that it all started from this. I'm gonna let you sit on that one. Visit prettybosstv.com if you would like to book personal prophetic guidance with me. I am here for it. Also, if you would like to join the family on Patreon, join a community of like-minded, like-hearted people where we really get it in. We do the work, but then we also have fun, and we really move as a community. You realize that you're not alone, and there are other people out there just like you. Come join the family on patreon.com/prettybosstv. All of my links are below. I love you all so much. Again, thank you so much for the love donations. Thank you for the Cash App donations. Thank you for the likes, share, subscribe. Y'all are all the best. We family for life. Chosen ones, where you at? I'll talk to y'all soon. Y'all willing? Peace.